Good afternoon on what is a mild, bright and blowy day. It is Wednesday the 17th of April and I'm in the reading up with a nice hot cup of tea and a parcel to unbox. So let's get this one open. And what I've got here is Hellman Downfall. This is essentially this is a collected compilation of a series of war comics from a 1960s and 70s comic called Battle, which I vaguely remember. I never really actively read. I read bits and pieces of it afterwards when people had copies lying around, but it wasn't one that I was necessarily, I wouldn't say allowed to read, but I wasn't encouraged to read. But it was a boys' comic of the period. Now, Rebellion, which is best known for owning 2000 AD and all its intellectual properties, has also bought up a lot, almost literally all of the intellectual properties sort of represented by different comic strips from definitely sort of like the 50s, 60s, and 70s, of which Action is one title, Battle is another, and so on and so on. And this ran in the pages of Battle 1970 to 78, published under the Treasury of British Comics imprint, which I absolutely recommend you go and check out because there are some amazing comic strips available from that under that banner. Most notably the Trigon Empire. If you've never seen it, fantastic. So, Hellman on the Russian front. From the invasion of Poland in 1939 through to the fall of Berlin in 1945, Hellman of Hammer Force saw action on many fronts. And this collection contains all the hard-hitting war stories told through the eyes of the eponymous tank commander, published in Battle from 1977 to 1978. It's written by Gerry Finley-Day, who is best known for Rogue Trooper, drawn by Mike Dorey, who drew Robusters, and Patrick Wright for Day of the Eagle. The story of Hellman of Hammer Force ends with this blistering final volume. So this actually might be volume 2. So go. And essentially we've got an introduction here. Tonight the sun goes down and more suffering than ever before in the world, Winston Churchill, and so on. Now the interesting thing about Hellman is that it's the main character is a German tank commander. Okay. Now, and the experiences of sort of like the Germans in their war experiences would obviously be different. And you have the issue essentially of activities committed, war atrocities committed, war crimes committed by the German forces during Nazis during World War II. This is not going to be telling those stories because it can't, because it's aimed at teenagers and a bit younger, and it's a boys' war comic. Couldn't do that, but that doesn't mean that strong stories can't be told. And the other thing is sort of like, if you think about the time, things like the little pocket comic books, Commando. They would primarily have been from the point of view of the Allied forces, and there were plenty of stories that could have been told from their point of view. But comics like Battle and Action would have just sort of like told stories from different angles. Hence, we have Hellman Downfall. And we have this absolutely terrific artwork. It's all in black and white, and that's fine. It's really sort of like really detailed. Just sort of capturing sort of like the momentum and the grime and of the story, and of the action. So here we have we're going through the early adventures of Hellman of Hammer Force. The other thing about this is the attention to detail as well, you know, and all of this would have been inspired by, you know, not just by the history, but what we saw around us at the time, because, you know, growing up in the sort of like 60s and 70s is sort of like World War II only happened, you know, sort of like 20, 25 years before. So it was fresh in the collective memory. You know, there were plenty of war films being made. There were still veterans alive, and their stories were being told. So, you know, this would have been seen as perfectly normal. Whereas a comic like this today probably wouldn't find quite so much of a purchase, I suppose. So I look forward to giving this a good read. Don't think I'll review it. I might do, but here we have at the end we've got a gallery. So this is going to show sort of like the covers, because the covers for these comics were always in big, bold colours. They're always in colour, and, you know, really sort of like designed to capture your interest and go say, buy me, you know. And coming up to a bit more recently is that Battle and Action 1 Volume 2. So these are more modern stories, or written in more recent times, dealing with World War II. So these are sort of like, essentially in the modern times, in sort of contemporary here and now. They're a bit rarer than you would normally expect. We've also got another character created by Gerry Finley-Day, this time a British Army sergeant, and then we've also got Major Easy, and again another German character, and yet more. You know, there is plenty of this to explore if you want to. Anyway, you've got nice little bibliographies at the back there. So that's Hellman Downfall. Collection of interesting war comics from the 1970s. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me with a package containing a book or game which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent I might know it, in this case a comic book collection, of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.